You ever wonder why so many of us are out there chasing really complex ways to build wealth while totally ignoring this simple, incredibly powerful tool that we already have? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
And look, this isn't just some theory. Let's just break down the two paths people usually take. On one side, you've got this constant noise, right? All the shiny objects, the latest crypto that's about to pop, secret real estate tips, super complicated investment algorithms. It's a nonstop chase. But then, on the other side, you've got the ultra-wealthy. And what are they often focused on? Something way, way simpler. Something pretty much anyone can get their hands on. Just a plain old notebook.
So that begs a really important question, doesn't it? If this tool is so simple and so easy to get, why is it like a secret weapon for some people and completely off the radar for most of us? The answer, it turns out, really shows you where the real leverage for building wealth is hiding.
See, the problem isn't that there's a lack of opportunity out there. Not at all. The real problem is how our minds have been trained to think. I mean, in this day and age, we're just getting bombarded with information 24/7, and it's so easy to end up in this state of cognitive burnout and just thinking on the surface level.
Just think back to school for a second. For a lot of us, the whole system was built around memorizing stuff for tests, not actually thinking for ourselves, not thinking critically. It was a model that was built for a totally different era, and it doesn't really set us up for the kind of world we live in today.
And you can see how this plays out in our adult lives, right? We're kind of conditioned to stop learning the second the test is over. This leads to that mental exhaustion I was talking about when we're trying to deal with the constant flow of information, and it really encourages us to just skim the surface of things instead of ever going deep.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's a daily habit. It's like a workout for the most valuable piece of real estate you will ever own, that space right between your ears. It's all about creating your own internal report card.
And this brings us right to the main idea, the billionaire's diary. Now, this is not about writing down what you ate for lunch. Not even close. This is a strategic practice. It's about asking yourself the tough questions on paper. Why did that deal actually fall apart? What was the real takeaway from that article I just read? How could I have played that negotiation better? It's about training your thought engine to spot the opportunities that everybody else is just walking right past.
And this quote just nails the difference perfectly. Think about it. A financial statement shows your past results, right? It's the banker's report card on you. But your diary, your journal, that's your internal report card. It measures the quality of the thinking that's going to produce all of your results in the future.
So, how does this actually work in practice? How does the simple act of putting a pen to paper literally make you more intelligent and more effective out there in the real world?
Well, it all comes down to raising what you could call your financial IQ. And this has nothing to do with being born smart. It's all about developing the skills to manage, budget, and invest your money effectively. And as it turns out, writing is one of the most powerful ways to get that done.
So here's how the process works. First, you analyze your day to pull out the lessons. You don't just forget about it and move on. You actually write down what you learned from that conversation or from that mistake. Second, you start to refine your ideas. An investment idea that sounds like pure genius in your head can suddenly look pretty flimsy once you're forced to write it down logically. Third, you expand your vocabulary. So you read about a term like arbitrage or dollar cost averaging. Don't just read it, write about how you could actually apply it. All of this allows you to start planning 3 to 5 steps ahead of everyone else, kind of wargaming scenarios on paper so you're never caught flat-footed.
But this whole habit, it's about more than just getting smarter. It's about a fundamental shift in your entire mindset, from being a passive spectator sitting on the sidelines of your own life to becoming an active player in the game.
And the difference is it's night and day. The spectator, that poor dad mindset, they use their free time for escapism, things they have no control over. When something goes wrong, they blame the system, they play the victim. But the player, the rich dad mindset, they use that exact same time for critical analysis. They take 100% responsibility and they turn every single setback into a lesson by breaking it down in their diary.
And that's really the call to action here, isn't it? This practice gives you the power to stop being a church mouse, quiet and powerless and just hoping things get better, and start becoming the architect of your own life, intentionally building a legacy.
Because at the end of the day, intelligence isn't some destination you just show up to. It's a process. It's something you commit to every single day. And the diary, that's the tool that helps you make that daily commitment.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. You probably know what the bank thinks of you. You can just look at your financial statement. But what does your internal report card say? Are you actively training the engine that powers every single one of your results?
The answer to that question just might change everything for you.